I'm Mike, Kaylin, Adriana. We did Bass Reeves, who was the original Lone Ranger. And we're going to give you a little background information, then we'll get into everything else.
So his both parents were slavery. Then he was assigned as a deputy in the U.S. Marshal for the Western District of Arkansas. So he became the first deputy of Marshal of west of the Mississippi River in 1875. He worked for like 32 years as a federal peace officer in the Indian Territory. Okay.
So, Bass Reeves was excluded from history really due to the fact that in 1949 the original Lone Ranger came out on TV. A lot of you probably heard of it. It's pretty famous. The only problem was that whoever, whatever the powers that be back then, they took this African American hero and they decided that it would sell better if he was a white man. And so they turned him, and everyone knows the Lone Ranger, the cowboy with the black mask and his little sidekick Tonto. That was Bass Reeves. That's who he was. That's what the story was based on. So, it's wrong, obviously, that that happened, but we feel that it has much deeper cultural impact when something like that is done. As all races, but specifically for Bass Reeves, when as a little black boy or girl, if you're looking up and you're looking at heroes or you're watching TV, you see all these white white cowboy, white this, white that. It doesn't really give you anything to aspire to or have any goals to get to that. You don't feel like you can be that person, and so it's kind of fucked up how that works. Sorry. Basically, it's just real important that you can connect to the people that you feel some sort of you feel like you want to be to. I think an example of this, in modern day, it kind of shows progression, but still shows that we haven't gotten to where we want to be. Is back in 2015. I don't know. You guys all know the new Star Wars movie came out, and there's that stormtrooper. I don't know the actor's name, but in the movie is what? John Boyega. John Boyega, but in the movie his name was Finn. And I remember, for me, see the preview of Star Wars, and it's just normal, nothing different, right? And then I get online and I hear on the news and all this shit that there's a huge problem in culture because, no, but seriously, there's this huge problem because he was black. And he's a stormtrooper, and how could that happen? You know what I mean? How could this possibly be a thing? And for me, it's crazy. First of all, it's a stormtrooper, they got a helmet on, so how do you know what kind of race they are? But in general, just for me, that was kind of an example that I saw that it was yeah, we're getting somewhere, but still you have this generation of people that just don't get it, and so it causes an issue, culturally, so.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly what Michael said. There's a huge problem with diversity in Hollywood. I remember when I was a kid watching superhero movies growing up, like Spider-Man, Batman, all those superheroes, they're all white. And so I used to wish I was white so I could look like them. I would dress up as Batman for Halloween, and kids look at me like, "You're black, you can't be Batman, Batman's white." So. But that's why movies like Coco and Black Panthers, it means a lot, because now we got heroes we could look like, we could, it's a big deal for a diverse audience. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal, damn right, Kaylin.